as always, 1.5 hour lecture first, and we're going to move to the lab exercise for today. Today's topic, ML. ML means mental ray renderer, and geometric modeling basics, okay? Still we are in the basics in 3D Max design, okay? Okay, as a reminder, I like to bring your attention again. The second page of this course plan, course syllabus, take a look. Do not late course. Do not use personal computing device or SNS, okay? 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 신영? Okay? Okay. Here is the list what to do today. After the lecture, the lab exercises, today, simply 5, okay? Simply 5 lab exercises. So please carefully look at the requirements in each day, okay? What you need to do, here simply listed up. Actually, I don't want to show you step by step, one by one, very detailed. Instead, I like to let you know how to fish, how to get this lab exercise successfully done and submitted, okay? But this is lecture first, so after lecture, I'm gonna let you know in detail. Anyway, your submissions are supposed to be done today, okay? Next week, we don't have a class. After next week, we have lab exercise class. So here I simply list up next time what you need to do. So today we have an assignment. I'll let you know in the lab exercise hours. Again, some more technical notes for making progress. Bring your USB or external drive. Your files, references, tutorial, video, lab exercise resources, all supposed to be stored in your hard drive, your computing environment. Another one, earphone, to take sounds for given tutorial or YouTube, whatever, okay? You have plugs for the earphones. Okay, course website. I think you all registered. On the course website, you can find out progress report, okay? Let me quickly show you. This is course website, okay? Your course website, you all registered in this course. There is course data, which has the updated course syllabus, okay? Regulations, something about the course, as well as lecture slide. Even today's lecture slide already loaded, so you can find out this one. But the problem with this one is lower resolution, so you need to get the PowerPoint file, okay? And also there is student progress report. So what is this? This is Google website. You can log on by using Google account. You can find out your name. Just as an example, let me click Alicia web page, and there is web page which has weekly progress report. So what is this? Very simple. Another requirement for you. Anyone in this room can open any other's page. So if you are Alicia, just simply click edit, and you can edit this column, okay? You can adjust the size of this column and so on, okay? Anyway, simply put your note, okay? ML, sky, and sun visualization, and some ML photorealistic render technique, and blah blah, okay? You don't need to put amount of context, just simply put notes or some questions to me or some review comments, whatever it is. This is a reminder for your weekly base progress report, okay? This one doesn't have any mandatory submission or something, but instead I can see this one later. So let me save this page. So what's going to be happened? Anyone in this room, in this classroom, open your friends, your classmates' page like this. You don't need to took this one exactly same to others, okay? You need to put your own comments, your own report about your progress, what you have learned. Take a look, what you have learned and found. From YouTube, I found this very nice reference for geometric modeling or mentally, whatever, something else. So let me show you the history. Update history shows you how this page managed by someone 1 minute ago, version 3 just updated. 23 hours ago, new page created, and so on. So this simply means that there is no fake, okay? You can do that by your own update management and so on. Just try put some note, progress report, weekly base, totally based upon your own findings and so on. The reason for doing this is I don't want to burden you, okay? This is not an assignment or something critical. I want to let you know that you need to make your own progress. This is only one time weekly base class. Even if we just get started this semester, but actually, technically, we have only 13 times lecture and lab exercise left, okay? Not that many. So every single week, your work list, your learning curve is supposed to be getting higher. That's my point, okay? That's why I made this page on the course website, okay? Go back to the course syllabus. Simply edit page. Anyone can edit it, but again, history log already always saved. So please keep in mind that this is totally based upon your own progress making. Okay, network access, you know what it is. Save materials on your USB or hard drive, your computers, and so on. Some regulations as well, and Autodesk student community. So we just installed 3D Max Design 2015 last week. Later on, we're gonna install Revit 2017. If you need Autodesk 2017, just download and try based upon student community, okay? You are students, so you have privileges to use all software from Autodesk free. That's the website here. Okay, some more regulations. Please take a look at those slides again. So we have SNS and some more communication method. My room in this floor, 511. So stop by my office if you have any questions or issues, okay? Let's take a look computer rendering first. So what is computer rendering? It's all about lights, okay? I told you last week there are 3 main actors, 3 main objects, 3 main things in computer visualization. First one, of course, the most critical thing is target object. This is simplified diagram, so that is just one single sphere, but actually this one can be your product, your chair design, your furniture design, your very complicated interior design, or your high-rise building, mid-rise building, small housing building, whatever it is, you can make your own geometry, okay? So this is target object, and there is camera in order to see your object, and of course there are supposed to be light source. Thanks to light source, you can see the object, okay? So what is this? Thanks to this camera, you can get this image. That is so-called rendering image, your render output. Is this 3D? Of course, this is always 2D. Even if in animation, they are sequence of images, okay? So this is always 2-dimensional image. But your target objects, 3-dimensional. We are using 3ds Max, 3-dimensional Studio Max. That's the software name, not 2-dimensional Studio Max, not 2ds Max, okay? 3ds means 3-dimensional. So your geometry where you place your camera, how to put your lighting, that affects on your render image, okay? So here is light ray, okay? Not just single ray, probably millions of rays, okay? Thanks to this light ray and the object, it has diffuse, reflection, refraction, caustics, okay? So you can take a look. Some original Korean terms here. And also shadow ray means some reflected lighting, and this is view ray in order to see your object scene view. Shadow casting, okay? So it's not the all. I only simplified one single light ray, and actually if there is light source and your human eye, you can see this object, but what if this one has reflection? Some diffuse light or reflected light, another lighting source, okay? Originally from this light source, but this one is another light source. What if this is glass? The light going to be refracted, okay? Another refraction and another light ray. Reflection light ray, okay? So one single light source, millions of rays, and millions of interaction between objects. Very complicated. So who found this mechanism? Who found this mechanism? Some optical mechanism in scientific way, mathematical way. Who found this one? Who found this mechanism? How light source, light rays interact with objects in order to see them your human eyes. You know who he is, okay? He also found gravity 200-300 years ago, okay? At the University of Cambridge, Newton, okay? He already found this one long ago, and he defined in equation system, I mean mathematical way, calculation. That is why nowadays computing simply use that equations to artificial rendering, okay? That is why you can see computer graphic images are photorealistic, okay? Exactly same to real world scenes, okay? But the problem is light ray, millions, at least hundreds, thousands of rays. This one single ray should be tracked one by one at the end of this light ray going to be disappear. So how to calculate them? Computer CPU, GPU, they are in charge of calculating this series of equations, calculations. That is why rendering takes really long time, okay? Anyway, for photorealistic render, we need to use ray tracing render. This is ray tracing, okay? Only one single ray has this kind of complicated interaction. Computer render mechanism is equal to real-world rendering mechanism. That is why we can get photorealistic render, okay? Caustics, reflection, refraction, texture map, texture effect, bump map, displace map, amount of techniques you have to use in order to get very realistic image. But thankfully, mental ray with Autodesk material in 3ds Max, they are all default, okay? Already implemented and embedded. It's ready to use, okay? It's ready to use. No worries for those mechanisms or equations. But my point here is, again, you have to take advantage of them. You need to know what happened behind, and you need to know mechanism in a higher level and something detailed. So you can do that. So you can get photorealistic rendering. Here I put one type of rendering. I told you this is one type of rendering. In this case, it's a line stroke drawing, okay? Line stroke drawing, but its name is wireframe, okay? if you remove hidden lines, and then that's going to be another line stroke drawing, but hidden line removal. Okay, hidden line removed, line stroke design plus segments visualized. The lines, polygons here, they are segment. Okay, if you put more segments, this one going to be smoother. That's the principle of segment. How about this one? Another view, another rendering, but render type is shaded view, so-called color shading. But there is no shadow casting, no realistic texture material, only colors, okay? Just red color at this time. How about this? This is stylized visualization by 3D Max, in 3D Max. SketchUp is very powerful in this kind of stylized visualization. Sometimes very effective, this kind of stylized visualization, design conceptual, architectural images, okay? That's what is the stylized visualization. Okay, this type of visualization sometimes very effective, but very common in SketchUp. That's why we need to use SketchUp. You can get this kind of very stylized, different type of visualization. But actually in 3D Max, take a look. This is another shaded view. It has shadow casting. It has reflection, colors, some texture map. But this is not photorealistic rendering. This is real-time render, something like game environment. Games using this kind of real-time rendering. You can get this image from viewport of 3D Max. This is photorealistic render, okay? For doing this, what you need, take a look. This is photorealistic render. For this type of rendering, first you need to get camera, but it's a default camera, your view. And of course you need object, amount of copied teapot, okay, on a plane. This is your lab exercise number 3 today. And there should be lighting source. In this model, there is only mental ray, sun and sky, okay? And also, that is why you can get this render image. There is light ray, but light ray quality in mental ray is really good. Good quality mental ray sun rays. That is why you can get this kind of better visualization. And of course, diffuse reflection, refraction, caustics, all they are available in mental ray. Take a look, shadow casting. Another one, this is not sharp edge shadow. This is very soft, how can I say, some softened shadow casting. Simply control mental ray sun shadow option, okay? You can control mental ray sun's shadow softness option in order to make this kind of soft shadow casting. Ray traced render, that's the render mechanism defined in mental ray. Texture map, yellow colored, reflective, glossy texture map, as well as wood floor texture map. And also another one, background mapping, environment setup. Okay, take a look this reflection. There is another teapot reflected from this one, okay? And take a look. This is floor. What is this? It's looking like window, looking like the mold in the ceiling, and looking like a picture frame on a wall. That means this environment is looking like an interior of a room, interior of a space, not black universe or white color, blank universe. Okay, this one is looking like building interior because simply control environment setup. This is lab exercise number 3 today. I'll let you know what to do, how to do, okay? Anyway, photorealistic render visualization can be visualized in this way, quickly, easily, by using 3D Max and mental ray based upon Autodesk material. That's my point. So it's surface-based 3D modeling and visualization, not solid-based 3D or some real 3D building information model and so on. It's a surface-based 3D. So surface-based 3D model, in other words, polygon-based, okay, polygon-based. SketchUp, 3D Max, Rhino, Maya, any type of general 3D tools are surface-based 3D, okay? So take a look this history of CAD again. When we believe 2D draftings are designed, we use 2D drafting software. But in this semester, we are learning surface-based model 3D, SketchUp, 3D Max, Rhino, Maya, or any other type of general 3D design software, okay? But next semester, I told you, next phase, next advanced one is solid model, parametric model, and building information model. So next semester, especially in Revit or ArchiCAD or Revit file, they are all BIM parametric solid-based model, including entire former technologies, okay? This one doesn't contain any those things, but partially it has some parametric features, some solid model looking features, and some BIM features, but not entirely. Anyway, this is the place where we are in terms of technology revolution, okay? So SketchUp and 3D Max models are surface-based model. What is surface-based 3D? Take a look. This one is 3D. What if you remove the bottom or top surface? You can find out inside of this object is hollow, empty. That is surface-based 3D. But if this is solid 3D, you can find out solid field inside. So in real world, is this always true? Sometimes you can make some thickness, and then you can find out inside hollow. But anyway, it has thickness. But in this case, thickness is 0. That's the surface. Thickness 0, it doesn't make sense in real world, okay? It's mathematical concept, scientific definition and the concept, not real, okay? So that's the surface-based 3D and the difference between solid-based 3D. In surface 3D, edges, faces, as well as vertices. So controlling edge, controlling face, controlling vertex, that means controlling geometry. So even this kind of a house building model, they are all some type of polygon-based, surface-based model. So this one is looking circle shape, but in detail, actually they are all straight line-based. So you know what it is. This is segment, okay? Few segments will make this kind of coarse looking round shape. But if you put more segments, lots of straight lines going to define this one single curve. And then you can see very smooth edge. How about the surface, 3D? Any organic shape curves are still straight lines, straight polygons, okay? That's the main characteristic of 3D surface-based model. Take a look. If you remove this top or one of the surface, and then you can see inside hollow. So this is angled, but what if this organic shape? Still it has segments, polygons, triangular shape. Okay, why triangular shape? I actually told you this one before. If there is plane, okay, you can define this plane in x and y direction, okay? Any point can be defined something like this, 2.3. So this point A can be defined 2.3, okay? So if there is another point, and then this triangular shape going to be one single face, one single polygon, one single segment, okay? Those 3 points are exactly on the same floor. What if another point, this rectangle shape? This point can be placed in z direction, okay? This one single polygon couldn't be located on one single plane. Probably two planes, okay? That's why we usually use triangle segments. Take a look. Each of these triangles is perfectly flat, which means perfectly placed on one single plane, okay? 2D plane. Let's take a look diffuse. Diffuse means color or a texture map on the 3D surface. Whether it's solid or surface, it doesn't matter. Anyway, on the surface of this object, another surface, this is flat image, but this image can be attached and mapped, so-called texture mapped, on top of the surface. In order to see this surface can be colored or texture mapped, okay, for realistic 3D visualization. In real world, same mechanism, okay? You have to put something, okay, some color paper or wrapping plastic, whatever, or you can paint on the surface. Same mechanism, okay? So usually flat 2D texture images can be loaded on 3D surface object in order to make this object looking like this stone or some other type of material surface. That is surface-based 3D texture map mechanism, and texture-based, surface-based 3D visualization is one of the easiest way of 3D modeling and rendering. Very, very convenient, effective, fast in visualization. That's why we still use surface-based 3D, especially in game. We don't need to use solid 3D real game solid object. We just use surface-based 3D, okay? For fast render, real-time render, realistic visualization, that's why we are using surface-based 3D in game environment. Let's quickly look at, again, SketchUp. Actually, you know SketchUp and V-Ray, we already experienced even in your freshman age, so we're not gonna take a look detail SketchUp, V-Ray. But quickly review. Okay, on YouTube, Google website, whatever you want, even if you are not good at SketchUp. Some of you may not know what is SketchUp or V-Ray, but simply search Google and you can find thousands of references, tutorials, examples. Take a look. This is Phantom chair we used before. V-Ray can visualize this one, something like this photorealistic render, easy to use. But think about, this is expert output example, V-Ray using SketchUp. But just to recall, when we use SketchUp and V-Ray, in V-Ray, you control diffuse color, texture map, and reflection, refraction, environment, all by manual, okay? But in 3D Max, thanks to Autodesk material, what you need to do is assign stone, assign fabric, assign wood, cherry wood, oak wood, hundreds of predefined, well-defined professional material. They have texture map effect, bump map, displace, and so on, transparency, and so on. Good amount of reflectivity, refraction, if it's transparent, and so on. All preset. What you need to do is just simply control options, that's it. And then you can make them all realistic, very powerful, okay? That's the one big difference from V-Ray by manual and Autodesk material and Mental Ray in automation. SketchUp interface. 3D warehouse, especially for SketchUp, still available and still useful for you. This is today's lab exercise number 5. You can download this couch from warehouse, lower version, okay, older version of SketchUp, SketchUp 8 version, something like that. And this file can be directly importable to 3D Max, okay, with texture. That's the power of 3D Max. It's very powerful. It supports importing SketchUp file with texture, okay? So good geometric model from SketchUp still available even in 3D Max. That's the point. This is lab exercise 5 today. Plugins, lots of plugins, but in 3D Max they are all default, okay? In 3D Max it has really powerful tools. No need to install this kind of geometric plugins. Render SketchUp plus V-Ray, technically equivalent with. What is the meaning of equivalent with? What's equivalent? Same, okay? Technically same to 3D Max plus Mental Ray, okay? What if you use V-Ray on 3D Max? You need to install V-Ray plugin and 3D Max plus V-Ray, SketchUp plus V-Ray. There is no available Mental Ray on SketchUp, okay? Technically same because diffuse, reflection, refraction, texture effect, amount of advanced technologies, ray tracing, all they are available, those renderers, okay? Technically same, but what's different? Software name is different. User interface, totally different. Their terminology, sometimes different. V-Ray calls emissive. Mental Ray calls self-illumination, okay? Something like that. Anyway, last week I introduced you rendering is all about lights. We need to use lighting source, target objects, camera, that's it. Sub-components, even under diffuse, intensity, texture map, shadow casting, ambient occlusion, lots of things you need to know, but this one exactly same under reflection, under refraction, and so on. So fundamental mechanism is very straightforward and clear. And then you can apply that mechanism under each component. Amount of complicated terminology, techniques are there, but it's not complicated. If you understand V-Ray, you can do Mental Ray, Brazil, any type of renderers, advanced renderers, okay? Let's quickly look at some details. First one, diffuse. What is diffuse? Actually, this is SketchUp V-Ray interface. Diffuse has, of course, color, okay? Black color, gray color, yellow color. You can change color simply because diffuse means the color or object what you see on the surface. What surface? Objects, 3D surface. Transparency and texture map. Color, texture map, transparency, that's what you can control under diffuse. In Mental Ray, totally same, okay? What's the mechanism for this? Here it is. This equation, I told you, originally found and defined by scientists like Newton, okay? Couple of hundreds years ago. He found this mechanism, and this mechanism evaluated, updated, and computers understand this equation in order to compute lighting source, one single light ray, and how it interacts with real objects in computing environment. That is why you can get easy and fast to get this kind of image, okay? You don't need to know this equation. My point here is BRDF, bidirectional reflectance distribution function. This kind of things always predefined by some genius scientists or developers long ago. What you need to do is just take maximum advantage from that. Simply say, just use Mental Ray, V-Ray, that's it. They all know this equation behind, okay? Reflection, intensity. how much this one going to be reflected. So you can control reflection intensity, reflectivity in the term 3D Max. Another one you need to know is glossiness. Take a look. High glossy, low glossy, okay? Very coarse glossy, but chrome and something silver, they have some different glossiness in terms of reflection. How about refraction? IOR, color multiplier, that's the thing you need to know. Take a look. Glass index of refraction is 1.5. How about diamond? 2.4. So this one is glass, okay? This one is diamond. So for photorealistic render, if you want to visualize diamond, you have to use this IOR in order to see your object refracted in this way, okay? So this is 2.4, 1.5, different IOR. That's what you need to know. I told you this is V-Ray interface, but the reason I want to show you this one is you need to find out those things in mental ray interface. I told you technically same, but different interface. That's it. Emissive, self-illumination in 3D Max mental ray. Take a look. Nothing emissive. 10 number of emissive, self-illumination. This surface texture map has its own color, emits light, okay? That's the mechanism. This kind of visualization can be generated in SketchUp in a couple of minutes, and V-Ray render can make this scene, okay? Refracted, okay? Reflected, lots of interactive visualizations you can find out. Renderers, V-Ray and mental ray, MR, or even any other renderers. So what's their main characteristics? What's the most the salient features from those renderers? Mental ray, V-Ray, Brazil, more renderers. Nowadays there are many free, powerful renderers available as a plugin of 3D geometric modeler. Actually 3D Max, SketchUp, they are not 3D renderer, okay? Precisely say they are geometric modeler, okay? Visualization, rendering in charge of renderer software. Usually renderer software is something separate as a plugin of geometric 3D tools. So V-Ray as a plugin of SketchUp, Rhino, or 3D Max, but it's commercial software. Mental ray on top of 3D Max. So let's take a look some type of pros and cons, okay? Pros and cons. Pros, fast ray trace, V-Ray, fast ray trace. GI options, global illumination option. And it used to be the easiest renderer among all other renderers. But nowadays, mental ray has kind of big support from NVIDIA, Autodesk material. As you know, mental ray, AutoCAD or 3D Max is kind of huge global company, Autodesk supported. V-Ray, even it supports Rhino, SketchUp, even 3D Max, lots of things, but V-Ray company is comparatively sort of small company. So mental ray kind of growing rate is really fast and high. So now that is why nowadays even Hollywood video movies, they use mental ray, okay? Iron Man, Hulk, or some type of characters all visualized by some mental ray or some related technologies. Anyway, pros of V-Ray, fast ray trace, very soft visualization. Mental ray pros embedded in 3D Max, free. Cons, bad shader support and something else. Cons, mental ray, FG. FG means final gather. Next time, in detail, lecture in 3D Max mental ray, I mean, next after next week, I'm gonna let you know the difference between final gather, global illumination, and so on. And we're gonna learn advanced control of mental ray. Today, again, basics in visualization. But even by learning basics, you can visualize very photorealistic and powerful in easy way. Anyway, first mental ray, arc and design material. Arc and design means architecture and design. Okay, lots of your material available. Autodesk material, presets. Some other renderers also available, but basically we're going to use ML on top of 3D Max. But actually, if you use V-Ray, your output usually very soft, okay? Very soft visualization. Comparatively, mental ray shows you very coarse. You know what is coarse, okay? Not soft, okay? Coarse visualization as a default. But if you adjust some options in final gather or some other things, and then you can get very soft image, but slower, okay? They all have some pros and cons. Mental ray in 3D Max as a default renderer. The power of mental ray on 3D Max is using preset. What is preset? Pre means formally done, okay? Someone did for you. Set means setting, setup. So you don't need to take care of diffuse rate, transparency, or you don't need to take care of reflection rate, IOR, refraction rate, whatever. Because experts, some professionals already made lots of predefined presets for you. What you need to do is assign stone, assign wood, cherry wood, oak wood, assign masonry. Masonry means bricks, okay? Assign plastic, high glossy plastic or matte glossy plastic, yellow plastic, blue plastic, and so on. Even water, there is water type, swimming pool water or ocean water, tropical ocean, and so on, okay? Lots of options you need to choose, and then you can maximize their predefined presets. You don't need to take care of details. That's the power of Autodesk material, arc and design material in mental ray. Take a look. This material is standard material. Standard material means it doesn't affected by any renderers. Okay, this material can be visualized in mental ray, legacy scanline renderer in 3D Max, or V-Ray. Okay, but take a look. This is arc and design mental ray specific material. This one works fine with mental ray. If you install V-Ray plugin, there is V-Ray material. So you have to use V-Ray material. Okay, that's the difference. Anyway, take a look. I told you before, they are same, mechanism same, but different user interface. What if you want to change the color of this one from gray to yellow? Take a look. There is diffuse, okay? So click diffuse color and change that to yellow. That's it. What if you want to change in arc and design material? Here it is. On the diffuse tab, there is color. So click gray color to yellow, and then you can change the color. How about reflection? Reflectivity means reflection rate, okay? Something reflection, glossiness, softness, and so on. They are looking totally different, but technically same. That's why I'm saying they are equivalent with each other. Take a look. Same geometry, okay? But they are all presets in mental ray, arc and design material, Autodesk material. So high glossy chrome, solid blue color glass, thin geometry glass. What is thin geometry glass? This one is looking only surface, very thin glass material. But this one looking heavy, even heavier than this one, okay? Because it's solid glass. tile, some type of wood, high glossy wood, and some different reflection rate of chrome, metal, and so on. What you need to do is assign different material, and you can get this kind of high quality render, photorealistic render, without any additional control, setup, and so on. So Arcane Design material with mental array, it has been implemented and embedded into 3D Max as a default material. Easy to use, very flexible, even it also provides you very complicated control, exports control. You can change some options. Physically accurate, glossy performance, tweakable BRDF, transparency, round corners. This means that even if you have very sharp edge corner, but in real world, there is no very sharp corner edge. You don't need to make it round in geometry. If you use mental array, you can check round corner option, and then your render output going to be round corner, something very realistic, real world object. You don't need to change geometry, just one of the functions of mental array. Okay, take a look this geometry. This one has amount of triangular shape, so-called surface. Okay, surface-based geometric model. Okay, surface-based 3D, and this is very famous geometry. It's Stanford Dragon. This is today's lab exercise number 2. Okay, you have to generate totally different material on top of this Stanford Dragon geometry in order to get this kind of satin vanished wood, glass thin geometry, glossy plastic, masonry. Okay, totally different material applied for this single geometry. So you can get at least 5 using this geometry. Take advantage of presets. That's Autodesk material. Okay. How about this one? 5 more teapots you need to generate for the lab exercise today. Car paint material, ceramic material, concrete material, glass material. How about this one? Water. In real world, this is not possible. It doesn't make any sense. This is water object. But anyway, this is surface-based 3D. It's a fake. Anyway, it's water. Totally different reflection and diffraction from glass. Anyway, you can get this kind of metal, wall paint, plastic. Another one, mapping image, texture map. Take a look. Downloaded image file can be assigned to this surface in order to see your texture. Your Facebook picture, your face can be texture mapped here, okay? So, at least 5 teapots for the lab exercise today in order to see, in order to use, very easy to use interface of Autodesk material with mental array. Okay, next one is lab exercise. But actually, for the lab exercise, today's topic is here, basics of rendering and modeling. Basics of rendering and modeling is today's topic for the lab exercise. Setting up 3D Max Design 2015 mental array environment, other technical setups, I think all done last week. I like to encourage you to carefully look at this page and follow the instruction carefully, okay? Do not teach you step by step everything. Of course, I'm gonna show you step by step in demonstration, but not all of the lab exercises. You need to find out and refer to given video tutorial, Google, YouTube, references, books, and so on. To find out what to do, to find out how to do is the main objective. I don't want to get you very, very well defined and well visualized this kind of thing. That's the final outcome from your lab exercise. My point, why I'm asking you to do lab exercise is here. To find out yourself what to do and how to do. That's the reason, main objective of lab exercises, okay? It's pass-fail based. Submit, pass. No submit, fail, okay? If you fail to submit this week, submit next week, okay? So all the time, my lab exercise always pass-fail based evaluation. Try to submit as requested, as required. So you have to take a look carefully, page number 2, every time. What to submit, what to do, how to do. Finding based upon your own approaches and so on, okay? Okay, let's move to the lab exercise, okay?